Welcome back to the Lucas Oil PBA Bear Open on CBS Sports Network.
Why, thank you, Chris. Already during the Geico Summer Swing, Chris Loschet has won his first career PBA Tour title. Maybe back-to-back. That'd be an interesting storyline. Dan McClellan got by Tom Hess from just outside Des Moines, Iowa in the first match. Dan trying to make some history. Could have become the first ever Canadian bowler to win a PBA Tour title. Long way to go. Big ladder to climb with some huge names sitting atop. Barnes and Belmonte.
Well, you can see right there he went to a different bowling ball just by the ball reaction down the lane. It's the same result. That ball came in a little late, leaving that half 10, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this particular piece of equipment and what happens when he gets it left of target.
Come on, baby.
The number 3 seed is a PBA Tour champion with 10 regional victories from Avon, Ohio, Chris Loschetter.
Just outside Cleveland. Gotta love the way that sounds. PBA Tour titles happen at this Geico Summer Swing. Lots of regional titles, but that PBA championship, that's the one he'll remember. Great start for Chris Loschetter.
Well, I used to call him Loesch. Now maybe I should call him Loose, because that's what that arm swing looked like on that shot after capturing his first ever career title.
He had been 0-4 in TV title matches before winning here. Here in this exciting 5-event summer swing in Milwaukee.
One on the Wolf oil pattern, and just goes to show you that there are such things as a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Crossing over Brooklyn.
And he still has the mojo going. And Chris Loschetter, don't get me wrong, is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, one of the nice guys out here. But, you know, he showed us a lot when he won the Wolf Open and the shots that he made coming down the stretch against Bill O'Neill. And there's a nice break crossing over, catching a double. And I promise you, there was a lot of that in this event on this Bear oil pattern.
Dan the man, 10 down in the pit.
Come on. Just like that.
Fourth-year pro from Windsor, Ontario.
Again, the prototypical power player of today. There's that big, high, long arm swing. But look at how this left arm is in front. A couple of players that come to mind that do that: Chris Barnes, Pete Weber. That left arm out in front opens the shoulders wide open in a swing that's absolutely vertical.
That's absolutely high.
And that's absolutely a really tough spare. 3, 6, 9, 10. And the
Does pick it up.
You see more and more players throwing spare balls and straight and hard at the 3, 6, 9, 10 because you've got to cover that back pin, the 9 pin, and typically you would think you throw a hook ball into that, but because the old pattern is so sensitive, you miss a little bit right, the ball's in the gutter, and you miss all 4 pins. You miss a little bit left, and you chop the 3, 9 off the 6, 10. Players are starting to throw the ball straighter and straighter at that spare, aren't they? Matt Freiberg shaking his head at me going, yes, they are.
Matt, our scorekeeper, in the booth throughout the summer swing. We appreciate his efforts.
Well, pretty good shot here, and just a pinch high. Could have been ball speed, maybe just a pinch softer, just a fraction inside of target would cause that 4 pin to stay up.
Took him 155 events in a row without a tour title before he broke the streak. Had been 0-4 career TV championship matches before his win over Bill O'Neill.
Short first step, Second step goes in front. There's the longer third step. There's the pivot step right here. And that sets him up to get in front of that arm swing and that bowling ball, getting to the foul line before the ball does. That's key if you want to create power.
Ten pin.
I kind of look at this event a lot like a U.S. Open because of the oil pattern, and that's it. That's the only parallels when mentioning the U.S. Open in the same sentence with the Bear Open. But the oil patterns are very similar, and I like to look at it as a 5-round MMA fight. All the guys have knockout power, but rarely do you see a knockout punch land, and it's who can outlast the other opponent wins this event.
Good analogy. Very challenging. Has the 10 pin, has his mark. Anyone's game here. Second match, step ladder. Got to cool off a little bit. Fourth frame working on a spare. Dan McClelland. First match win was the first time in his career he won on TV.
Incredible power that Dan McClelland possesses, but he's also very versatile, like I said earlier, and look how straight he can go. Obviously needs ball speed to keep that high rev rate on line. He backs his hand out of it a little bit at the bottom of the swing, along with ball speed, helps keep that ball on a straighter line to the pocket.
Perfect ball. All 10 down into the pit for Dan McClelland. He has made one TV championship match, 2010 Geico Shark Championship in Vegas. He was a tournament leader, but lost to Osku Palermo, 173 to 149.
Using a 714C. Same kind of deal, you know, just kind of soft handing it at the bottom of the swing and keeping the ball on line and his target in front of him.
Almost a dreaded 7-10. He'll gladly just take the 10 pin.
Yeah, he will, especially since that was just a little bit right. That could have been a disastrous pocket 7-10 or swishing 7-10 right here. See how it's just a little bit farther right of target? Quite honestly, probably surprised that it got back that far.
The late tap on the 7 pin. There's a 10, there's a spare. Aaron's so thrilled, his wife, to watch Chris win earlier in the Geico Summer Swing. First career title, there were tears flowing.
Just to the right of Aaron, Carmen Salvino's wife, Jenny.
So great to see those two again at this event. Legendary bowler and his wife attend so many PBA tournaments.
Boy, patience were certainly a virtue on this tough oil pattern, and you just had to be patient with hits like the last two hits that Chris Loschetter has received. You know, if you look at his last 4 shots, he went 4 pin, 10 pin, 10 pin, 10 pin, and that was just the nature of this beast, or should I say, this bear.
You can say it, and I'm glad you did. Missed your sense of humor, buddy. There's a 10 again. Anyone's match here. Exciting finish still to come from Milwaukee. McClelland, Loschetter climbing the ladder. Rarest feat in bowling is the 900 series. And at this tournament, Professional Bowlers Association recognized Joe Scarborough of Charlotte for accomplishing that feat. Joe rolled a 900 in the first round of the qualifying at the PBA 50 Sun Bowl at the Villages in Orlando. Congratulations to Joe on such an incredible achievement, the first in PBA history. How about that?
Pretty impressive. It was done a long time ago, the first time by a Hall of Famer by the name of Glenn Allison. And I still remember that day. I still remember when Glenn Allison bowled 900, and I still remember the bowling ball used. It was a Columbia Yellow Dot. And here, I don't know how many years later, I think probably 33 years later, it's Joe doing it in a PBA tournament.
Amazing.
Shocking. Come on.
And keep in mind, Glenn Allison's was done in league.
Not on the PBA Tour. Dan's in the spirit. I love that. 7th frame. Looks for Turkey here.
I couldn't understand the words to his strike song. Put your hands up. Is that the reference? Sorry.
This for a 24-pin lead.
I listen to 80s rock.
Turkey. Lead expands.
Well, Dan the man has made the right move, and he's becoming a bear of a man. Makes the ball adjustment, and now all of a sudden he's got a 24-pin lead.
That was a 4-bagger, my fault.
Well, better result than the 4 previous shots. Loschetter struggling to knock all 10 down. He goes just a pinch high, leaves a 4-pin first. Then it's a flat 10. Tickler 10, 7 goes late, and then another swishing 10. A little bit of luck and a little bit more carry. This could have been a whole different ball game. As you see, the max score is 270 for Dan the man. 246 for Loschetter.
9-pin stands.
That's just rotten luck there. Well, someday you're the dog and someday you're the hydrant. And right now it's not looking too good for Chris Loschetter. Lots of 9 spares and not enough strikes. Dan McClellan with that 4-bagger, 24-pin lead.
Nudge on the 9-pin would not go down. There it goes, has the mark. McClellan's red hot though with that 4-bagger, and it's in good shape.
And let's not lose track of what we're bowling on. It's so easy to lose it. You know, Dan McClellan seemingly running away from Loschetter because of a 4-bagger and Lochetter's lack of pin carry, and all of a sudden now McClellan goes through the nose, leaving the 3, 6, 9, 10 again. Boy, he's really good at throwing the ball straight and hard at that spare.
Too much practice, unfortunately. On the telecast today, as the lanes break down, they transition. The adjustment for the players is such a challenge.
It's a 20-pin advantage for Dan McClellan. If Loschetter would have carried the stone 9 in the 8th, it's only a 10-pin deficit for him, coming down to the 9th and 10th frame.
Two stands.
Big break. Only the 2-pin, not the 10-pin with it. As soon as he let go of this, he was hoping for really good things to happen. You could see the 8 and the 10 vaguely going late.
There's the 2, there's the mark, but the door is open now. Foundation frame coming for Loschetter. Works on a spare into the 9th, and this could be very interesting.
Loschetter needs to strike out 9th and 10th frame, 4 in a row, to force McClellan to double in the 10th frame.
Wife Erin watches closely.
God.
Not there. 3-6-10 again through the nose.
He posted that shot up pretty nice there and looked pretty good halfway down the lane, and then just kind of broke loose. Watch how he posts that shot beautifully, and then right there just kind of breaks loose and goes high. 3-6-10.
Does cover. Driver's seat has gone back and forth quite a bit in this match.
Still has a chance, even though Dan McClelland is in the 220s, Dave. Loschetter can strike out and shoot 213 and force Dan McClelland to mark in the 10th frame. If he were to strike out and Dan McClelland were to go 9 miss, we would have a tie. Pretty much done now.
Too much emotion going on today, bro. Too much stuff going on.
Boy, that ball just darts left, goes high, 3-pin stands. Chris talking about winning the first career title on this Geico Summer Swing here in Milwaukee. That happens over the same time frame. It's not easy to compete again afterwards.
Well, he's going to drive home with his lovely wife, Erin, with some hardware, and that's exactly what he wanted to do when he showed up to Milwaukee for the Summer Swing. Have his wife, Erin, drive in. Two of them can drive back to Cleveland suburb together with some nice PBA championship hardware. We will see him again, however. He has qualified for the King of the Swing, along with the winner of the Badger Open.
Jake Peters.
Yep.
4 winners of the Summer Swing events. Plus high point total throughout our competition will make that final 5. And Dan McClelland, who had never won on TV before this event, had been 0-5, is about to march off again to the next match. Chris Barnes is up next with 14 career titles.
Good spot for that.
Dan the Man is through to the next round. He'll take on the 2 seed, Chris Barnes from Double Oak, Texas, outside Dallas. Sure thing future PBA Hall of Famer. McClelland and CB next.